I've got something on my mind that I would like to share and speak on because it just kind of came to me. I've been thinking about and I've been having a lot of gratitude. I was just sitting and thinking about the abundance of experiences that I've had and the freedom that I've unlocked in my life, and just the sheer amount of experiences one can have in this life, and how there's some people who will experience more of an abundance of things, and there's some people who will stay doing kind of the same thing or living out the same storyline or repeating the same pattern. And that's one thing. Even if someone looks like they're living lots of different things or doing lots of different things, it doesn't mean they're not repeating the same lessons or patterns, or they're not attracting the same things, just in different vessels or in different external manifestations. But I want to go back to the idea of abundance, and just in that moment I was feeling like, wow, like it's really incredible on my journey how I've been able to see such an abundance of things, experience such an abundance of feelings and people and sensations and highs and lows. And I became aware of the concept of abundance a few years ago, and I think that's when a lot of people, when manifestation and those kinds of words started becoming more common in the collective consciousness, and everyone started really tuning into and tapping into these concepts a little bit more on a little bit wider scale. And how can I attract this, and how can I manifest that, and how can I be financially free, financially abundant? Usually we think of these things in financial terms because we exist physically in a material 3D world where we need to have more access to that form of energy, money, which is just a form of energy. More access to that means more access to experience and more access to like a wider array of experiences. And yeah, that's not it's not black and white. Like, it's not conclusive. That statement is not conclusive. Like, anything is possible. I truly believe that. But in general, I think that's a fair statement to make, right? So we attach the idea of being limitless and free to having money, and just in general, like when we hear those terms abundance, we think of it in terms of material resources. But when pondering on this, and when this came to me, it kind of came to me in the sense of a lot of people are not prepared to embody or be the thing that they want, right? Like, you want to be abundant, you want to be free, but are you really prepared to what it means to be those things? Like, have you really, really deeped it? And I think if you think you're a part of it, or you think you lack it and you're disconnected from it, then I think it's a fair assumption to say that it means that you don't experience it. Because a lot of people don't realize what it truly means to be abundant, to actually walk in abundance. And are you prepared to have an abundance of experiences? Are you prepared to understand an abundance of mindsets, an abundance of forms and feelings and lives? You can't be wishing and hoping for abundance and then still be doing and being the same shit that you've always been doing. Like, even down to thinking the same things, having the same habits, things like that, where it's like, I've always said, like, and I've always believed, like, if you actually want change in your life, like, it's really not as, you don't have to change something as big as you think. Sometimes it's about turning left instead of right. It's about, you know, taking a different route to the same place that you always go to. And that being, the small actions being what unlocks the bigger shifts in your reality.
That being said, it really matters where you are on this journey, and use discernment. If you've already created big shifts in your reality, you already experienced a lot of change, a lot of awareness shifts, and a lot of you've been on the path for a while, like the things that you have to do are gonna have to be more intentional, not necessarily bigger or more dramatic, but intention with the energy, and more concise and precise, in order to create and shift to the reality that you are calling for and the person that you are wanting to embody.
And the biggest shifts in your experience, and therefore your mindset and your total outlook of this experience in general in this life. And yeah, I think a lot of people are trapped in the sense of seeing abundance and freedom as a material thing, and they're not prepared to do and go deeper within, and to go to the abundance within and the freedom within, and to touch and to go beyond the universes that have been created for them, around them. Like, everything around you has been created for you. Like, did you have a say in the reality that was created around you? Did you? You might have, but did you? And are you prepared? Are you prepared to be abundant? Like, think an abundance of things. Think things that you never think abundant. I'm gonna walk. You know, it's a very quiet place here. So I was trying to find a space that I could sit and talk, but maybe it flows better when I walk. So let's give that a go. Like, you really have to let go and surrender yourself to any judgment of any experience in this world to unlock true abundance. And like I can't really tell you how to do it, because you can't play the game by my rules, because otherwise you're gonna stay on the same level, or you're gonna be left behind, or you're not gonna go to where it is that you need to go, and it's just gonna increase your stagnancy if you're playing by someone else's rules, or you're accepting the reality that was created for you, you know? Like, you know, so making different decisions and truly understanding what it means to be abundant. Like, are you really prepared for that? And if not, get prepared. Everyone wants to be free, but then when they get freedom, they don't know what to do with it, and they always go back to where they used to be, you know? Like, there's a phenomenon, right? Like, people who win the lottery, and then they end up just living the same life because they just blow it on whatever the fuck, because they don't know how to maintain that abundance. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know, you know, they're like, oh my God, I won the lottery. It's things that everyone fucking wishes for. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to grapple with that new reality, because they've never stepped outside the reality that was made for them. So even when life, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, gives them another chance, gives them, I don't know, a different way of experiencing and a different way of being, they fumble it. They fumble it because they're so wired into the entrapment. They're so wired into the reality that was made for them, the trap that was made for them, the cycle, the pattern, the job, the family, the person, the relationship, the idea of what is real itself. They're so trapped inside that inside that illusion or inside that space, that even when life and reality, or whatever you want to call it, reaches out a hand and shows them a different way and gives them a different option, they don't know what to do. So they end up just going back to where they were anyway, even with something that would be so supposedly life-changing, mind-altering, reality-shifting as winning the lottery, as an example. But yeah, like I truly credit the life that I live now for the fact that within me and my internal workings had to shift. My internal world, my inner self had to die 1,000,000 times, and it still dies, and it's always dying, because I had to really let go of what it is that I was taught to be true and real, and that I wanted to believe was true, and I wanted to believe would work, or is comfortable, or is me, I had to let go of everything all these ideas that I had about myself, about reality, about other people. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm still human, I still have an ego, like, I'm still gonna become attached, and I'm still gonna have expectations, and I'm still gonna be disappointed, and I'm still gonna have feelings, and I'm still gonna fall into the same traps as everyone else, because that is also, and I've spoken about this before, but that's also a part of the abundance of experience, the abundance of human experience, the freedom, the limitlessness involves having limits, and freedom involves being trapped, and abundance involves knowing lack and experiencing lack, because if abundance is everything, I'm talking real abundance. Abundance is not primarily like excess. It doesn't just mean having like an excess of everything. It's just everything. It's the excess and it's the lack of, and yeah. So I think these kinds of things are just interesting to interrogate with yourself. Like, if you're really feeling like you're trapped, or you're feeling like you're stuck in a sense of lack, and you're trying to do this manifestation, abundance thing, and I think it's a good thing to question what your idea of abundance is, full stop, and question if your idea of abundance is limited, or if it really is abundance, or if it really is what you want, or if it's just an idea that it's someone else's idea, or it's someone else's reality that you're trying to emulate, or you're trying to and it's uncomfortable. Like, being abundant and being free is uncomfortable for the human, because the human is reincarnated as a human to no limits, to no bounds, to no restrictions, to no rules, especially in this reality, especially in this manifestation. We live in fucking boxes. We literally we live in fucking boxes, in fucking houses. We love boxes, labels, rules, regulations, So when we crave freedom, because we know our spirit is free, and we know, beyond this we are free. But while we are experiencing this, freedom is it's uncomfortable, and it's a very vast thing for us to really, truly understand, and really, truly get the grips of, or make sense of. Like, we potentially simply can't. Nothing is impossible, everything's possible, but for everything to be possible, something must be impossible. You feel? You follow? For everything to be possible, something must be impossible. Because if everything is possible, then under that realm of everything being possible, then at least one thing needs to be impossible. And yeah, it's will we ever really know what it is and means to be free while we are contained in these bodies? And if the goal is to have abundance of things or materials or experiences while you are in this body that you are receiving this message in, then maybe it's time for us to think, am I really like prepared for that? Like, you know, and it's about feeding yourself like the I am abundant. Like, you can do the affirmations, you can do the mindset shifts, but you are gonna have to, when you ask for it, yeah, the universe is going to give it to you. It's going to teach you. It's going to say, okay, so you are abundant, yeah? You are free. You want to be free, you want to be abundant, you're saying these things, you're affirming these things, you're choosing to rewire your brain to believe these things. It's going to give you an abundance of experiences. They're going to be uncomfortable. It's gonna completely shatter everything that you thought about yourself.
And I believe based on how you react to what it shows you, reveals to you, gives to you, unlocks in you, based on how you handle it, that's how it moves forward with the path for you, you know. Like you can act accordingly or not, like depending on if you surrender to it, if you totally give yourself to it, or if you resist it and you can't handle it. And the universe will say, oh, well, I thought you wanted that, but you can't handle it, so it takes it away. You fall at the first hurdle. You wonder why the things that you want aren't coming to you, but it's because it's showing, it's revealing, it's opening up your reality for you, but you are not yet ready to surrender and you still resist. So it's really important to have an open heart and an open mind to everything when you're asking for change.
Everything you thought about other people is going to show you the truth. It's going to show you everything. It's going to show you that, you know, you're going to start understanding things that you don't want to, actually. Things that go maybe against your inner moral compasses or your inner ideas of self, ideas of other people. And you're going to start just getting everything. It doesn't mean you can't have your morals and you can't have your standards and you can't have your stances and your opinions and your truth, the truth that you came to express in this body, in this life. But yeah, I do believe that in order to unlock an abundance of experiences, you have to have an abundance of experiences. And sometimes those things are going to be things that you never thought you was going to experience. And sometimes those things are going to be ugly and they're going to be painful. And you're going to understand things that you maybe never thought you would, or you never wanted to. But it doesn't take away from what is you. And what is your truth and your reality, your joys, your pains, your experiences. But once you pass the threshold of those limits and you pass the threshold of the illusion and the learned reality, and it doesn't mean you can't tap into it. It doesn't mean you're not here anymore. You know, it ain't over until it's over. But yeah, it will change a lot. For me, it has changed a lot. It changes a lot when, you know, you are just like, yeah, it's all me anyway. So I can't really, you can be for things, you can be against things, but you know, you're like, well, it's all me anyway. But then you also know what's not you. So yeah, I don't know, I just started to question these things, and it came to me, this idea of abundance and truly embodying from the inside out. Yeah, you can practice from the outside in. You can like feed yourself the things from the outside first, you know, going left instead of right, affirmations, doing these things, changing your reality from the outside. But to really go there and maintain and withhold that sense, it's gonna have to start from the inside, like always.
Big love if you watched all of this, and I hope you enjoyed my yapping and it made you think and feel something. Yeah, I had fun with the little editing things and still getting used to it and getting into it and sharing my voice and my little creative ideas. Remember who you are, and the revolution starts within. Big love. Bye.